Thank you for joining everyone. And in the next few minutes, we'll be wrapping up. So what is this master class session about? So let me just run us through the things we'll be discussing. First, we'll be looking at why this really matters. What is buyer persona? What are the examples um, of what a buyer persona is? We look at some examples and the impact, of that usage, the usage of our of buyer persona in businesses. Then we look at some of the early elements of a buyer persona, and then we look at a few exercises. There's a worksheet also in this presentation that I'll be sharing with you. Then there's an example. There are a few examples that you will see on how you use a buyer persona. And then finally, we look at how you can scale with buyer persona, scale your sales, scale your revenue with buyer persona, and then we'll be wrapping up. In the meantime, we've had a workbook that I'm going to share with you. So I'll also run you through how you can use that workbook basically. So let's start. So why buyer persona? I know a lot of people might not have heard about it before, or you really don't know what it is. Buyer persona is just knowing your customer basically in a very simple term to say, who is your customer? That's what buyer persona does. It helps you to identify who your customer is and able to engage them. Sorry, 1 minute. Okay, so we continue. Um, your buyer persona, as I was saying, is important um, in knowing who your real customer is. Everybody is not a customer. That's a reality we all need to face. Everybody is not our customer. That's very important. And without clarity on who your customer is, you'll be wasting a lot of money on marketing. So that clarity is very important as well. And then thirdly, your business becomes more clearer even to you and to your customers when you know who they are and how you present and communicate your business to them. So you're able to sell more and you waste less resources in marketing. All right. So let's look at the definition. What is it exactly? So, like I said earlier, it's a simple, detailed profile of your ideal customer. So you mention, you outline who your ideal customer is in specifics, in specifics, in details. So, for example, if we look at a business owner who is involved in food delivery services, he says, I'm selling food to everybody. If you say you're selling food to everybody, you would definitely not target the right people. You may be losing out on a lot of market, right? A lot of marketing opportunities in the market. But when we look at another example of the same person that says, I'm selling to busy banker who is bio and is in Lagos and he works 97 and he has no time to cook and he orders lunch on WhatsApp. So you know that this guy would have your WhatsApp number. He has a WhatsApp app on his phone. On his phone, bio has, so your target audience are the kind of buyers in Lagos, right? Who work 9 to 7 and they have no time to cook, right? And they want to order lunch on WhatsApp. So you're able to target them specifically at hello, sir, even if you're not going to say hello bio, because the person may not be bio in real terms, in maybe a maker or something, but this is a guy and is a busy guy. He may not even be a banker, but your own persona says the person is a banker. So people in that line that are busy, works 9 to 7, they also have no time to cook. So you're able to have targeted messages for them and then more sales. So we look at it closely. So let's proceed. So what are those elements you need to look at when you are setting up and creating a buyer persona? Number one is the name and the demographics. So what's the name? Like I said, buyer, right? What's the demographics? He lives in Lagos. The job and income level is a banker. Maybe he's a manager in the bank, or is a new graduate entry in the bank, right? And then you also look at the job and income level. Yeah, so you can assume buyer earns between 50,000 to 150,000 every month. You can just give yourself some good figures. What are the pain points? Like I said, in that example, he's not able to cook because he's very busy. So his goal is to make sure he eats lunch, and the trigger is he gets messages on WhatsApp and the others, right? And the objections, maybe you say, I don't have time to cook. I just need good food delivered to my office right now. And what's the platform or channel? You already said it's WhatsApp. So it could be that simple, but you need to take your time to consider who are the people that have been buying from you from time, and which one of them are really giving you the best revenue, and focus in on them, right? And pick one of them as a persona and start relating with them like that. I can also share a lot of other examples, but let's continue. And let me share one or two more. So if you look at big organizations like Jumia, Paystack, Flutterwave, they all have specific target audience. Some of them are targeting youths, ages maybe 18 to 25, who wants money on the go, for instance, or who wants things to be, they want things to be done on their phone. They don't have time to go and queue in the bank. They don't have time to, they don't want to be moving in transit unnecessarily. So they just want to stay in their comfort zone, their office, their rooms, and then do transactions, do shopping and all. And they target those people. So you must know that it's not everybody. So even if people outside your persona are still part of your customers, right? You still know that these are the people you're focusing on. Yeah, the adults cannot come in, right? Maybe once in a while, people in their 50s, in their 60s can come in. But the most important is that you have this ideal customer that you're focusing on. That's why we say ideal customer, and that is important. And it's those ideal customer that you market to majorly, right? Yeah. So let's look at a small exercise on how you know your customer now. So write down your last three customers. Now, so who are the people that bought three products? Who are the three people that bought products from you recently? Who are they? Why did they buy from you? Right. And what problem are they looking to solve? What problem did you solve for them? So if for instance, you sell clothing, right, and you sold to Sarah, Aisha, and maybe Miriam, right? So you sell to Sarah, Aisha, and Miriam recently. Why did they buy from you? Probably because they found you on Instagram, right? And then they placed another. What problem, were they solving? Is that they needed to not go to the markets. They wanted something convenient, right? So you're able to solve that convenience for them. So that's it. Comfort delivery at their comfort zone, right? But when you're developing your customer buyer persona, you need to understand the market realities. So I'll focus on the market realities in Nigeria. We still have urban and rural customers, right? So you need to know that some are, living in the city, some are living outside the cities. So who are you focusing on? So when you say everyone, if you can't say you are marketing to everyone, you are marketing to specific. So are they in the rural communities or they are in the city? Some are online and some are offline buyers. Some people will never buy online because they feel that it's dangerous, it's not safe, it's not secure, to pay someone you don't know, and the product may never get to you. So that's an opinion, and they have a right to it. So So you need to know if you are focusing on offline buyers or online buyers. That's another reality. So price sensitivities and premium buyers. So if you say a particular product, maybe you sell bags, right? The particular product is 400,000 naira, right? Some people will like, yeah, because it's expensive, I'm going to buy it, right? And some people like, ah, that's so expensive. Oh, my salary for how many months, right? So it's just you just need to understand that reality. So who are you really targeting? Is it the premium buyer or the people that are sensitive to price, right? So that's also very critical. Some people also have trust issues. So they feel, well, there are so many fake products out there, so many scammers out there. So you need to understand your customers that are sensitive. If most of your customers are sensitive to, they have trust issues, then you need to make sure that you consider that in developing your buyer persona. So let's quickly write this down. Just take a pen or look up at your worksheet that was shared with you earlier and write out this a few things. Build your own persona, right? Your own buyer persona. So the first thing is write the name of the person. So you can assume a particular name. So it doesn't have to necessarily be the real name of your customer, right? But just assume a particular name and say, okay, my customer is Sarah, right? And then the age, what's the age of the customer? Let's say she's 25 years old, right? What's her job? She's an accountant and works with a retail store at Ikeja. What are her goals? She possibly wants to um, get enough money to buy, and sorry, she possibly wants to get food delivered to her house, food stuff, not cooked food now, delivered to her house every Saturday. She goes to work every day and then she wants our weekend to be restful and she still wants to cook without going to the market. So she wants you to deliver the food stuff for her in her house on weekends, on Saturdays. So that's a goal. So what's our pain points? Yeah, the stress of going to the market is a pain point. So what's our trigger? You know, if we are really trustworthy, right? That's a trigger. She needs someone that can be trustworthy and can be reliable. That triggers her to buy from you. Then what are objections? Somebody that will disappoint. If you're going to disappoint or you're not going to get the quality. Quality may also be our objections to say, no, I don't want something below the bar, right? Then what platforms does she use? Maybe WhatsApp, Instagram, right? So you need to understand those little details and put them together, right? So these are like 8 points, right? And these are very critical in developing a statement in communicating to them, right? So we get to that. So let's look at this other example. This is a fashion business for someone in Abuja. So she's targeting Chema, who is an HR officer, right? And then so Chema is 27-year-old and she lives in Abuja and she wants classy outfits with limited budget, right? So that's the pain points. Goal is to look good at work and weekends, right? And then the bad trigger is sees Instagram promo and free delivery. The moment there is a promo, sales, on Instagram and she doesn't have to pay for delivery, she's going to make an order, right? And then objection will be, will the quality be good? So she's also having trust issues. Is it fake product, right? So a platform, of course, is Instagram and of course, maybe WhatsApp to close the business. Okay, so you using personas to sell more. When you now have your persona, how can you use it? So number one is you craft targeted sales messages. So if you do not understand who Chioma is and what Chioma wants, you will not be able to know how to develop your sales messaging, right? And that's the difference between most big adverts you see out there. They already know that you want to take, for instance, a soda drink, right? And they know you want to take it with a local meal, a local dish, an African dish, right? And you want to take it in the afternoon. So you want your soda drink to be very, very cold. I'm deliberately not mentioning any brand. You want your soda drink to be very cold, right? And you want to have very hot lunch, African dish, maybe swallow or something, and you want to have it in the afternoon. So they put it out there, they put a bottle of a very chilled soda drink. They put the, African dish beside it, make it look exciting. And then they put a message there to attract you. They are targeting people, a particular persona, right, with that particular advert. And they craft a sales message, promo content to push to them. So if you don't know your persona, you may just be creating a lot of content and it's not getting to the right people and you're losing sales. All right. So also, you choose the right marketing platform. So, of course, one of the things you have identified is, are you on WhatsApp, are you on Instagram? For some people, their business, their customers are not on social media. Most of them are probably the few ones on social media are not even on Instagram, TikTok. Maybe they're on LinkedIn, right? If you are looking at the elderly people, the elderly population, you probably consider Facebook and maybe Instagram, right? But then you should know that most of your customers, which platform they are. So choose the right marketing platform in engaging with them. That's very, very critical. All right. So also, you need to adjust your pricing and packaging. By the time you understand that, okay, so this person is a busy person. So I had a client recently and they do cooked food to people and they sell final food. I don't want to mention the type of food, right? And when I looked at it, I said, okay, so you have your sales rep take this food to school areas, sell to teachers in school, sell to people in bank, in offices and schools, right? Why don't you pack it in such a way that when they open it, it doesn't stain their table, their laptop, whatever they are using, so they consider that. I say, that's true. Since that is our persona, let's change our packaging and make it easier for them. Even when they're in transit, they can open it up and eat it, so and that helps them, and increased the number of sales they started having subsequently because people now realize, their customers then realize that, okay, so I can buy this and eat it in the car and it won't stain my body. It won't affect me. The packaging was good, right? And it came at a very good pricing compared to what they will even see that same type of food at a restaurant or at a fast food. And the quality was still there, so that is very, very important. Your buyer persona would help you to adjust your pricing and packaging. All right. So the other one is helps you to build loyalty and referrals. Because if you're able to satisfy a particular customer because you understand their persona, you address their particular problem specifically, right? They will refer you to people that have similar problems because they know that, oh, my friend too also does not eat well and she needs to have this at this particular time. Please let me ship. They may even order from you to deliver to their friends because they were satisfied with you, right? So that's important. So let's draft a message now. Let's draft a message, a sales message. So for a buyer persona, just write something. If you have developed your buyer persona from the first exercise, you've answered those 8 questions, right? Maybe yours, like the one we had. I've given like 3 examples. The one for Bio, the one for Sarah, and then the one for Choma. So if yours is Choma, the HR 27-year-old in Abuja, right? You want to now create a message for her to say, how do you want to sell to Choma, right? And address her needs. So let's quickly go back and look at what Choma wants. So she wants clothing, right? She wants classy outfits and she has limited budget. So we may want to draft a message or a content that says that so she's also, a trigger. One of Chima's trigger is Instagram promo, right? Instagram promo and free delivery. So that needs to come in your message. That needs to come in your message. So you say, uh, we are doing sales for this particular set of clothes, right? And there will be free delivery. And it's probably meant to go for maybe 150,000, but we are doing sales at 40% discount, right? And plus free delivery, and it lasts for maybe Black Friday. She's probably going to jump on it and you're going to make sales. So if you did not apply that persona, you probably would have lost some sales. So it's quite exciting by the time you're able to understand and work with your persona into details in specifics. All right. So how do you scale with buyer persona? What are the benefits you get for your business? The first thing is it guides your product development. So it helps you to, like I gave you the example of the business owner that sells food, cooked food, where they were able to package it. So they now produce in such a way that they can package it and make it comfortable for people to eat. So when you have a good personnel, you go back and say, okay, I don't want to pack it in the nylon. I want to pack it in a carton. I want to seal it very well. I want to, your product development process will improve. Then it also adapts to seasons and trends. So when there's maybe, for instance, Black Friday in November, right? You're able to adapt. Maybe there is Christmas, there is Salah holidays. You're able to provide those sales and loyalty programs, right? It's also you can use it to, the feedback to refine your personal. So for instance, if you now have you now find out some other things about your customers, right, that are not in your persona, you can come back and update it to say, no, we need to do this. We need to add this particular buyer persona. Maybe you now realize that more males are buying these products from you than female. So you need to add a male persona to it, right? And then you can also measure success. And more conversions. So over time, because you now have a clear buyer persona, you're documenting, you're seeing your conversions, your sales, your referrals, and it's definitely going to increase. So the fun activity here is create two-slide presentation, right? Your buyer persona is the first thing you want to write in that presentation. And then the second thing you want to write in that presentation is how you market to them, your content. What content do you want to give to them? What's the sales message that you want to share with them? Those two things are very important. So after this session, I don't expect you to just sell anyhow. You need to sit down and develop this and use that to create your marketing content. And I promise you, you will see some improvement. Yeah, I promise you. I promise you. Right. So key takeaways as we wrap this up is you need to know your customers, you need to speak their languages so you can sell more. Right. So if you don't know them, you will not be able to speak their language. Right. I know an organization where we that were older, like above 35, we have to stop, posting on social media because the way we speak on social media is totally not addressing, we are not speaking the language of the target audience, the buyer persona of that organization, right? So the people that were between 21 and 28, less than 30, are now the one handling, and they were able to speak. People in that generation were able to speak to the audience, and the social media started getting engagement. So something as small as that, something as critical as that can make a lot of difference to your business. Just the language you speak, because you now know that you are you are creating content as an adult, not as someone your customer wants to listen to, right? So you bring in someone who is of that age, you engage the person maybe on contracts, create this number of content for me and I'll pay you within this period of time, so that is very important. It will increase your sales, it will give you more return on your marketing efforts and investment. So we wrap up and say, buyer persona brings clarity, it brings focus, and it increases your revenue. Brings clarity, brings focus, and it increases your revenue. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. So let me run you through the workbook. So if we've sent you this workbook, right? You must have downloaded it. If you haven't, we'll share it again somewhere. So you can in your email check some of the emails we've sent to you. You'll be able to see the Buyer Persona Workbook. Then just go into it, and you will see what I've just explained in this webinar and this session, and then you will be able to complete it. Fill it right below. Think of the time you spent money on marketing, but it didn't get results. So this helps you to have more reflection, in developing your buyer persona. So go into this book, into this workbook, and run through it. It's going to help you. You can listen to this again. So we're going to share the replay of this session. It's going to be out just for some few days. So you can rewatch it and then watch it again and again. And particularly make sure you use it to complete this template. It's all free, right? Just make sure you complete this and then use it to improve your sales content. By the time you have your persona, like the example I gave, you see more examples here in this, and then you can now craft your sales message, and then use it to scale your business. All right. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Share your content. When we share this video, you can look at the link in the comment section. Share your content, your questions there. I'll be glad to respond to your questions. I promise you, I will look through it. And you can also follow us on our WhatsApp channel. Join us there so you can get more updates, more information. Follow us on all our social media platforms. We are on all the platforms: YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. So we're on LinkedIn as well. So I promise you, someone from our team will respond to any question you may have. Thank you for joining us, and watch out for our next masterclass. It's going to be next weekend. We have something cooked already for you. It's also basically focusing on your revenue growth. Look out for that on our platform. Don't miss it. Make sure you attend live so you can also ask questions and we can answer your specific questions. See you then, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye for now.